It was one of the nastiest races this primary season, and when Thad Cochran edged out Chris McDaniel in Mississippi's Republican Senate runoff, well, he did it with the help of some black Democrats who crossed party lines. That is allowed by state law, but it has McDaniel and some in his camp crying foul. And when Cochran's campaign held a conference call with reporters yesterday, it took a very strange turn in what has already been a bizarre story. But listen to this.
If black people were harvesting cotton, why do you think it's okay to harvest their votes? They're not animals. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. People like they're just there. Okay, I'm happy to. Sir, I don't know, where you're calling from, but I'm happy to address any question, no matter the lunacy of it. Why did you use black people? Why did you use black people to try to get Cochran elected when they're not even Republicans, and you're treating them as if they're just idiots that they'll vote for Cochran just because they're black? That's ridiculous. You harvest votes.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep going through this call, and if the individuals who've decided that they want to try to hijack this call will just let us get through with it, I'll be glad to answer any of the questions.
Wow, Mark Preston, the executive editor for CNN Politics, is joining me now. Mark, that's disturbing to listen to. How did this happen?
You know, not only is it disturbing, but it really has added to this an incredible political soap opera that's playing out down in Mississippi. What had happened was that the Cochran campaign has been accused of voting irregularities in this runoff election by Chris McDaniel and his supporters. What the Cochran campaign was trying to do was hold a conference call to try to rebut some of those allegations. A blogger apparently had gotten the information of the call, including the password to get into it so that you could join it. He put it out on social media, and from what we could see there is that somebody got on there and then decided to hijack the call, as we had heard, and then talk in very strong racial tones. Now, we've got to be very careful and say that we're not sure, or we certainly can't conclude by any stretch of the imagination that that was a McDaniel supporter. I got to tell you, the McDaniel campaign is not very happy by what had happened. They want the focus to stay on what they accused the Cochran campaign of doing, which is voting irregularities, and I have to say that has not been proven either. But let's look at this statement. I had just gotten off the phone with them. They sent me the statement that the McDaniel campaign sent me regarding what had happened during this call. With the revelation of still more allegations of criminal misconduct surrounding Cochran's effort to drive ineligible voters to the polls, it's no wonder Cochran staffers told Mississippians seeking electoral integrity to shut up. Senator Cochran's campaign is in a state of wild disarray, and Senator Cochran should return to Mississippi and take control of his campaign by addressing the allegations of criminal misconduct surrounding his campaign strategy of pushing ineligible voters to the polls on June 24th. Now, what the McDaniel campaign is accusing right now is that Democratic voters who have voted in the June 3rd election were ineligible to vote in the runoff, and in fact, they did vote in the runoff for Cochran. It's all up in the air. It is so confusing, but it is an amazing soap opera.